Morning, great morning, wonderful morning, spectacular morning, magnificent morning. Yeah, I'm going to say it. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious morning. Again, that beautiful reminder that you, me, all of us get to choose. The reminder that everything is fundamentally meaningless, that everything just is, and that we have this gift, this wonderful gift of agency. It's the ability to act and be acted upon. Now, by the way, when I say act, I don't mean act in terms of physical action. I'm talking about mental action. But with that, we get to choose. We get to choose what things mean. We get to choose how we're going to think. And with that choice, you get to engage with these beautiful gifts, your imagination, perception, reason, will, memory, intuition, of which can help you to shift onto a vibratory state, which is frequency, which is the attractive force in your life. Now, what's amazing about that is it reveals something magnificent in you. To me, that's one of the most incredible things for me personally. And that revelation is when you think of those higher mental faculties, you see that they're there for a purpose, of which that purpose is to create, which means, ta-da, you are a magnificent creative being. See, that's me too. We all are. Write that in your notes right now. I am a magnificent creative being. And with that beautiful revelation, that truth, provided you are thinking that way, you'll realize something even more magnificent. And that is that you're the one that has the ability to be in control of your life. It'll also get rid of the myth, illusion that you're your own worst enemy, that you're stopping you, that you're in the way, that you're self-sabotaging. See, it's not true. Those are all freaking lies. You've been sold a bill of goods, and that bill of goods doesn't have anything tied to it. See, you are a creator. And at the essence, at the core of these calls is more of the revelation of that beautiful truth to help you to get to this. Again, really think about that. The universe is not conspiring against you, it's actually working with you and for you in a sense that it's there to enforce laws, of which those laws get enforced and are put into play, but they're only put into play if you're on the right frequency. Let me rephrase that real quick. They're only put into play for the good that you desire if you're on the right frequency, which is why it is so important for you to have something like this, a goal card, and write it down. And by all means, do not underestimate the power of a goal card. It's exactly as what Bob Proctor shared. He said, if you write it on a card, it must happen. Keep in mind that statement is based on the assumption that you are one with the idea. Yeah, you've got to be one with the idea in order for it to happen. All right, so we've been diving into, ta-da, the Master Key System, which is a wonderful book. Hasn't this been amazing? You've been feeling it, haven't you? And by the way, if you have been feeling it, it's because you've been using it. So make sure you have a copy of this. If you don't have a copy of this, just check the link and you'll be able to see where you can get this, which is at Amazon. And then also make sure that you have this book as well, The Subconscious Code. It's a beautiful companion to help you to organize your mind and to help you to see what your mind is, to see a crazy, awesome, sick person. See, look how cool this is. They go together, right? When I see you, if I talk to you, this is how I see you. I see you like this, and this is how I see myself as well. And I can tell you what, this, without question, is the most valuable idea I've ever come across, just as Bob. That's helped me to organize my mind, to know where the power is, and to also understand how energy flows to and through me. And when you get that, oh my gosh, guess what happens? What happens is change, and what happens is freedom. Yes, freedom from what though? Freedom from being a victim of circumstance, of situations. Remember, all of those things are fundamentally meaningless. They just are. All right, so let's dive into where we are in this book and pull this up here on the screen. Here, we're going to go into section 10 on page 119. And you've heard this said many, many times. Now, remember, take your notes, write stuff down, and use what's being shared with you. Now, the effects which are produced in the world without are the result of the action and reaction of the individual upon the universal. That is the process which we call thinking. Now, again, you've heard this before. We've gone through this before, but it's not something that you should take lightly. Let me rephrase that. Let me remove the word but. And it's not something that you should take lightly. Really think about this for a moment. The results of your life, what's happening. Think in terms of where you're living right now. Think in terms of how much you're earning, how you dress, the car that you drive. See, those are all outcomes. They're results. So those are the effects. See, cause, effect. Write that in your notes. Cause, effect. That is a law. When you understand the law of cause and effect, you'll be able to change the outcomes. And with that understanding, if you get it, you'll see that in order to change the effect, you must change the cause. Like causes lead to like effects. Write that in your notes around this specific section. Everything produces after its kind. Plant an apple seed. What do you get as fruit? You know the answer. You get apples. Plant avocado seeds. What do you get? You know the answer. You get avocados, and the same goes with mangoes or any other fruit. Everything produces after its kind: seed, plant, blossom, fruit. That's the fourfold order of the universe, and that is the essence of what's being shared here. And when you get that, oh my God, everything changes. See, you are seeking for this idea that you've written down, this goal, whatever it is, to be what? A result, an outcome. You want that to be what's happening in your outer world. Guess where you've got to build it first? You've got to build it in your own mind first, just exactly as what Robert Collier shared in Secret of the Ages. Remember, the secret of all power, all success, all riches is in first thinking powerful thoughts, successful thoughts, thoughts of wealth to supply. We must build them in our own mind first. Write that around this specific paragraph. I must build it in my own mind first. See, that is the cause. So I'm going to read this again. This is extremely important for you. The effects which are produced in the world, the results, everything on the outside, and the world without, are the results, are the effect of action and reaction of the individual upon the universal. In other words, based from what's happening inside of you, how you're feeling, which is caused by how you're thinking. That is the process which we call thinking. Thought externalizes itself, my friend. The brain is the organ through which this process is accomplished. Think of the wonder of it all. Do you love music, flowers, literature, art? Are you inspired by the very thought of ancient or modern genius? Remember, every beauty to which you respond must have what? Its corresponding outline in your brain before you can appreciate it. Now, again, really grab onto this. This is so important for you if you're wanting to materialize an outcome. Think of the goal that you've written on your card. Remember, that's something that you want as a material fact. You want to 10x your income. Guess where that's got to be shaped first? It's got to be shaped in your mind. But even further than that, sure, you can come up with the image. And that's something that I'm certain that you're doing. I'm certain that you're doing, I should say. But you've got to go even a step further. You've got to emotionalize the idea. You've got to become one with it. You can't just think of it as something intellectual. It's got to be something that you're one with, something that you're thinking from instead of. Now, there's a huge difference between thinking of something versus thinking from something. When you think of something, that's something that's intellectual. With that being said, it is also something that you are emotionally engaged with, meaning this, you're emotionally engaged with something that's far away from you. It means you're in want. So you're in a state of want, which means you're going to lead yourself into everything that's tied to that want, which means you're going to want it tomorrow. You're going to want it next month, next year. Why? Because thinking of is what you're emotionally involved with, because the idea is something that's intellectually away from you. You've got to think from it. You've got to become it and think from it. You got to think from the end with the feeling of accomplishment. The moment you are engaging with that and you're thinking from it and you're one with it, you start thinking from it. See, that's a vibratory state, which will then lead to the answers, the actions, and ultimately the outcome of whatever that is.